Welcome to the Second Win Boxing Media. I'm your host, Rashid Hammond, and then alongside,
It's your boy Caesar Fantastic.
well, today, ladies and gentlemen, we have a very special guest in the building. We have no other than the future world champion, Rianna Rios. How's it going?
Hey, how are you?
All is well. I spoke to the other gentleman from the No Excuse crew on last week, and the same for you as well. It's nothing like seeing a fighter that goes into the professional ranks with an amazing amateur background. I think that's very imperative for fighters to have that amateur experience. It's just beautiful to see amateurs transition to the pros, which I know you've been pro for a good while now. But just to see the transition to the professional ranks with all those different various styles that you guys have saw in the amateur ranks. So I just wanted to give you your flowers for making that transition and doing it the proper way by gaining that experience. I see you had over 120 fights, if I'm not mistaken. And
Okay.
I just love to see fighters with that experience in the amateur ranks. So,
Thank you,
I
thank you.
just
That,
want to
that
I just want to
experience
sing you
carries
your
over.
praises. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. So what I'm gonna do now is pass it on to C's. He got some questions to ask you, so I'm gonna pass it right on over to him.
Okay.
All right, so now you was talking about your amateur experience, and when you was in the amateurs, you was also in the military as well, right?
Yeah, I served 5 years active duty in the Army. Boxed on the World Class Athlete Program boxing team. So I got a.
Right. And how was that journey, like from being in the military and a sergeant as well, right? Correct.
Right, yep.
A
So,
sergeant in the military to becoming a professional boxer.
yeah. It was. It was amazing. It was an amazing opportunity. Straight out of high school, I was recruited to box for the Army. So it was an opportunity I couldn't pass up. You know, um, I went, served my country, boxed, and did a little bit of army stuff as well. So I was able to experience everything the army has to offer. Learned a whole lot. Became the person I am today because of the experiences that come with being in the military. And yeah, I was able to carry it over into the professional ranks and be me.
We was talking about the amateur record as far as what it was 120 as an amateur. How has
Something
that
like that.
experience? How has that experience helped you in your professional career so far?
Um, Experience. I've seen it all. Seen all the styles from different countries. Been in front of some amazing boxers from here in the states. Some are current or former world champions. Um, so that experience I was able to carry over into the pro ranks, and nothing really surprises me when I get a new opponent in front of me. If anything, it's a little easier because I have time to study the opponent. And the
Mm-hmm.
amateurs, you don't know who you're getting.
Yeah.
Those brackets come out the night before, so
Mhm.
um, it's helped a lot. It's a little different, of course. Smaller gloves, no headgear,
Mm-hmm.
shorter. We go 2 minute rounds in the pros as women, so it's some differences, but not too much. That experience I was able to carry over.
Was it any difficulty balancing like the military and boxing?
It was towards the end of my army career. That's why I made the decision. As hard as it was, I loved what I was doing in the military, but I had to choose between being a sergeant in the military and furthering my career, or getting out and pursuing my boxing career and accomplishing goals and dreams I've had as a kid. So the choice was hard, but at the end of the day, I wanted to chase those dreams.
And is that why you chose to forego the Olympics as far as trying to go for it?
Oh, of course, I wanted to be an Olympian. That was the goal. That growing up, right?
Mm-hmm.
Once the women were allowed in the 2012 Olympics, um, that was the end goal. as far as my amateur career,
Mm-hmm.
being on the Olympic team and doing all that. But I was content with my amateur career. I did a lot, went all over the world, competed for Team USA. I was happy and satisfied with what I did, and I thought it was time to turn professional and become a world champion.
What was it like to get your debut on that Golden Boy card?
Oh, it was cool. I was growing up. I was a big Oscar de la Hoya fan. So being able to make my pro debut on one of his cards was great. It was a great experience at the time. You didn't see too many women doing it. You know, um, so that in itself was a big thing for me. Unfortunately, COVID kind of slowed a lot of things down and put a halt to all that stuff that was should have happened. I think with more opportunities on cards like that, but everything happens for a reason, and making my pro debut on a Golden Boy card was pretty cool.
And what are some of the challenges that you faced so far in your career?
Um,
What would you say is the biggest challenge?
I think overall, women we have a harder time of being noticed and placed in that category of like top prospect or prospect, as we accomplish a lot in the amateurs, but it doesn't carry over as much as a male accomplishing what we accomplish in the sport. So I think that was the biggest hurdle, just being a woman in a male dominant sport. um, you see now there's a lot more promoters taking interest in women's boxing, and there's more doors being opened for us. um, you got Amanda Serrano, Clarissa Shields, Alicia Baumgardner, all them world champions, Katie Taylor, uh, knocking down doors for us, up and coming future world champions. So I think we're getting over that hurdle.
Yeah, it's good because, like you said, that what Clarissa and them outdid the men's card on their night last night. The women's card outdid all the men's cards, and then when you go to other sports as well, as far as like the WNBA is,
Oh, that's huge right
and
now. I think
it's huge right now.
they're on. Like that's all I've been watching, really. Like that's all you've been
Me
hearing
too.
about, too, right?
I didn't even
Right,
watch the
yeah.
men last night. I've been watching WNBA. I
Yeah.
love it, man. So
So I
how do
think in
you?
general,
Oh,
women's sports is coming up.
yeah. That's a
Amazing
good
to
thing,
see.
man. Yeah, my father, he watches women's sports more than men's sports, and he's like, it seems more technical. Men is just more physical. It's gonna be, they try to be physically dominant. Women really get into the technicals of sports when they get into it. So how do you relax and unwind outside the ring?
Um, Chill. I don't really do too much. Hang out with the family, dogs. I'll go to the golf course and maybe unwind a little bit on um, swinging a little bit, but nothing too crazy. Most of my time is spent in the gym. If I'm not taking any college classes, in the gym or spending time with my family, really. Like that's pretty much all I do, really. Like I live in the boxing gym.
I know that's right. And who's some of your influences coming up? Who's some of your favorite fighters?
Some of my favorite fighters growing up, you know, typical Mexicans: De La Hoya, Chavez, Salvador Sanchez. When he was boxing, he passed, I think, too soon to really cement himself in Mexican legends. But even though he passed away early, I think he's one of the best Mexican boxers coming up. But
Mhm.
he was fun to watch. Edwin Valero coming up, he was also a little firecracker to watch as well. Those are just a couple. Marquez, Barrera, all them.
Yeah. So now you got a fight coming up on the 28th, June 28th. How you feel about it going into it?
Oh, I'm ready. I'm excited. We still have about 10 days out, so I'm not trying to get too excited. But I'm ready to go. Put on a great performance and collect my first title.
All right. And now you're fighting Maria Romero. Who you think about her?
She's a tough veteran. You know, she's always going to fight. Not coming just to lay down. You know, she's trying to win. She's a veteran. I believe she's fought for a few titles in the past. Um, hasn't won a title, but she's been in that title title bouts. So she has more experience than I do in the pro ranks, and I'm looking forward to getting in the ring and having a good performance and getting the W.
All right. And any lessons you learned from past fights that you're going to apply to this one?
Of course, you know, every fight you learn something. You take something away. Uh, Last fight I learned not to get too impatient and looking for the knockout. I think I looked a little bit too much for it, you know, trying to get her out of there too fast and not really setting things up. So this time around, I'm looking to just slow it down a little bit and pick my shots properly and let it come and not look so much for it.
Okay. Now, what's your thoughts on the card? This is a stacked card. I love it. I love
It's
this
gonna
card.
be from top to bottom, top to bottom. You know, you got the young amateur standouts putting on first, making their pro debuts. So I'm super excited to see them uh, shine on this platform and start their pro careers. You know, run on a Lamont card as well. You know, he's a main event world champion. You know, I was able to be there live in person and watch him win it.
Oh,
So
really? Okay.
to be on the card and watch him defend it for the first time back here at home, it's gonna be a crazy night, and I'm super excited to watch all them put on a performance as well.
And how does it feel to see them two coming up? Like, just to be in the gym with them and see them coming up and through all the amateurs and all this, and just to be able to be there and see their debut.
Oh yeah, it's amazing to see them. You know, I've been training alongside of them for a while now, and watching them grow up from youngsters to men is crazy, and to see all they've accomplished, and just to they're so young and they've already accomplished a lot in the sport, and they have a bright future ahead of them. I know they're gonna be world champions. You know, when it's their time, but really excited to see them flip a card, into this pro game and accomplish whatever they set out to accomplish. And I know they're gonna do real well in the pro ranks.
Now, after all you've accomplished, 12-time national championship, Olympic qualifiers, and everything, what advice would you have for young girls who want to follow in your footsteps?
Keep working. Um, don't listen to all the negativity. You know, women can't do this or that. We could do just as much, if not more, than the men. I think us as women have a lot more to prove, just because of that negative mentality you hear and see. But just keep working, stay focused, stay disciplined, believe in yourself. You know, you are your biggest opponent. So with the right attitude, the right mindset, anything is possible. Just keep that head down, keep working, and
Work,
that's what I tell
grind.
myself every day. So
And lastly, last thing I got for you is, what message would you like to send to your fans before ahead of the fight?
just come out, support. You know, I appreciate all the love, the support, um, everything up until this point. You know, it's about time I get us a world title. So thank you all. You know, it's been a long career. You know, I have a lot of family, friends, supporters who've watched me grow up, in this sport. So to put on another performance, and it's for y'all. This one's gonna be for y'all.
Let's see, you got some.
Yeah, I just wanted to say, I noticed that your favorite boxer is Hector Camacho.
Hector Camacho, yeah, he
I
was.
see, boy.
Hey, listen, he would win before walking his ring entrances,
Yeah.
his persona, his I don't give a you know what mentality.
Yes, indeed.
Um, fun to watch, fun to watch.
Okay. I noticed your ring interest is similar to his somewhat too. You bring on some little flash to it too,
That's where I
with the
get it from.
different how.
That's where
Yes,
I get it
indeed.
from.
That's
You know,
most
that's,
definitely. He was
right.
one thing I liked about Hector was his chin. They could not get Hector out of there for nothing.
Yeah, and he
And
could take
Hector,
one, he would give one.
yes indeed,
You
yes
know,
indeed, yes
um,
indeed. Yeah,
but
it's Hector Jr. I know him. He used to fight with us in the amateurs in the '90s. So
okay.
he had a similar style to his father.
Yeah, I'm not too
So
familiar with Junior.
yeah. Junior wasn't. I mean, Junior was nice, but he wasn't like Pops though.
Yeah.
He ain't get to that
He
level.
was nice. He was nice. But this fight come up and coming. How is camp going?
Oh, camp is great. I live currently in San Antonio, but I came up for camp here, so I'm here in DC with Team No, or in Maryland with Team No Excuse. So
Okay.
no distractions. Sleep, eat, box. That's about it. You know,
Yes, indeed.
uh,
Yes, indeed.
and it's been going great. A lot of good, um, a lot of good work. You know, training alongside some of the best boxers in the world. What more can I ask for?
Yes, indeed. It's no excuse. Plenty of elite level fighters and teammates up in there. You guys have multiple national titles, world title up in the gym, and
Right.
hopefully know, and soon to be have another title once after next week comes for yourself. So
Yes, sir.
you know, I truly thank you for having taken out the time to come through here
I
and
got one
share.
more.
Oh, go ahead. He has one more. Okay,
I
go ahead,
got
Caesar.
one more. Now I noticed you doing your training and your fighters had but you came from a tournament and won what two golds or something. The last tournament you was at. Thi-
Um,
Yeah, I think your fighters have won, but I just want to ask you how has the training been? How has it been training
training is
young fighters
as a coach myself.
as a coach?
Yeah.
Yes,
As a coach,
It's
yes, and
different.
it's
It's so
different.
different. You learn a lot about yourself in that aspect, and it's actually helped me as a boxer as well. Um, I have a group of youth boxers that I really work with back in San Antonio, and they've taught me so much patience, especially. Um, but yeah, I enjoy working with them. They want to learn, so teaching kind of refreshes my memory and my tools. Sometimes I gotta pull different tools that I ain't used in years to try to teach something. So I think it's helped me all around as being as a boxer as well. Still competing myself, but I definitely enjoy it, giving back and being in there. That's why I say I live in that gym, because if I'm not
Yeah.
training myself, I'm
You
training the kids.
yeah. All
So
right, that's it though.
it's nice though. It's real nice because I've done pretty much everything you can do as an amateur, so I can relate to what they feel, what they've been doing, and that type
And
of stuff.
pass on that
So
knowledge, pass on that
yes,
experience.
right, right. So it's good to give back. Feels good to give back.
Right. All right,
what
that's
what
it.
a- what advice would you give a young lady up and coming fighter that's interested in joining a gym? And what advice would you tell them to look out for and what to do and what not to do as a fighter?
As a boxer, I mean, when you walk in, you don't see men or women. You're just a
Right,
boxer, right?
right.
And you as a woman, you gotta own that mentality. Like, I'm not just a woman boxing, I'm a boxer. So that's the type of mentality you have to have. And I think my father instilled that in me young. and I carry that mentality, and I try to share that with the younger women or the young girls in the gym as well. Don't feel like you're just a girl. You're a boxer. You know, that in itself is not very many people can do. So
Mm-hmm.
don't have a I'm just a girl mentality. No, you're a boxer, and carry that mentality. And like I said, stay disciplined, stay focused. Find a team that's gonna uplift you and support you, not just as a woman, but as a boxer in itself. Because not a
Mm-hmm.
lot of people like to deal, or men coaches like to deal with girls. You know,
Right,
it's not what you like. You don't go in a gym and see 20 girls. It's just not what you see. Maybe
right.
one twosies here and there. So
Mm-hmm.
find that coach that's gonna believe in you like you believe in yourself, and you'll be just fine. Just keep your head
Precisely.
down, work, put that work in.
Well, it was an honor and a pleasure for you to stop through here and take out the time for us to share your story and your upcoming fight because we definitely look forward to seeing you in action on the 28th, which is Friday, at the Entertainment and Sports Arena in DC. What can we expect to come on that day?
A show, a, a performance on my end. I'm gonna do all I have to do to get the W and bring that title back home. It's been a minute since I've been in the ring, over a year now. So I'm just super excited and ready to step in that ring, put on a hell of a performance, and showcase my skills. It's a big platform on ProBox TV. You know,
Yes,
um,
indeed.
starting the card off. So definitely looking forward to showcasing my abilities and showing the world that I'm the best in my division.
Yeah.
Ladies
Now,
and
where can people
gentlemen,
follow you? Where can people follow you?
They can follow me on Instagram at Rianna Rios, on Twitter at Rios10, and on Facebook, I believe it's the Rianna Rios as well.
Great.
ladies and gentlemen, it was an honor and a pleasure to have the future world champion, Rihanna Rios, the second win sports media. Peace.
Thanks for having me.
Peace.
Thank you for coming through.
Of course, of
Appreciate you.
course.
This episode have been brought to you by Raw Vegan Plant-Based Protein Powder, the undisputed champion of plant-based protein powder. I got mine. It's time for you to get yours. Visit rawvegan.com.